wanted to be a football player, then an engineer, then a teacher, then a consultant, and so on and so forth. So I've realized how failure is sort of integral to everything what you do. Not everybody learns from failure, but if you do, you can turn it into something really productive.
I don't think failure really exists. I think it's all part of growing up, learning. It's training in my case, you know, like falling down, getting back up again, trying until you get it. The only failure, I think, is not trying, not doing anything, not moving. If you're afraid of failure, you're not gonna get anywhere. You just stay where you are. And it's a big world, so I highly encourage to move.
There are a few things that failure does that success just does not. First, it takes you to the limit of what you know. You begin to understand what it is that you know. And because you reach a point where you can't solve the problem or can't accomplish something, failure happens. You also understand the limits of hopefully you understand the limits of what you do not know, that there is a gap. And that's where affect comes in. So the awareness and the need to know what you do not know. And these three things together help you understand or learn from failure.
Well, sometimes, yes, you're like you wish you could have improved your performance on something, and you know, if you're in front of the camera, you get another take. If you're racing, you're pretty much done. You know, the race is over. So it's really a mental discipline. I think it's really to work and develop that muscle.
It's okay. It's okay to fail. What is not okay is if you fail to try. That to me is real failure. I would ask myself the question, what is the worst thing that could actually happen? I run out of money? Do I have somewhere to live? Of course. I could go live with a friend or with family, or will I ever be starving? Is it going to kill me or anybody else? And if the answer is no, then to me it's worth taking the risk, because the payoff can be so much greater.
We're afraid because it's not a good feeling to be in. Nobody said that would be a good feeling, but it's a necessary thing to go through, because without going through that, you will never know what is it that you do not know. And worse, you will never know how far you can push yourself. You may be underutilizing or under-optimizing your own potential if you don't stretch it to the point where you start to struggle and fail.
I think you need to look at failure and laugh at it in its face, because really without the failures you won't be where you are today. I'm happy for every single failure that ever happened in my life. Life's pretty boring if you don't try to do anything different. So go ahead, laugh at your failures. Don't take them too seriously. And realize that if you don't fail, you're not growing.
So in some parts you don't want failure to happen so much, but so even in, say, relationships, I mean, sometimes you fight and things don't work out it's in the fight, but if you think about it, it is through that process that you begin to understand the person better than if you never fight at all. Nobody likes a fight, but then that's just part of the process that one has to go through to better understand.
To build a company, you have to fail, you have to experiment, you have to reiterate. So it's something very natural and very healthy for us in terms of, I probably think it's the only recipe to success. But I think it's a constant thing where you're going to have to mature all your life and to try and cope with it better, knowing that it is so powerful and useful in building your company. And that's also how in life in general, you learn new things and you gather new opportunities.
How would you ever get the capacity or the confidence to learn from failures if you've never experienced it? So you've got to design learning experiences where you will fail, and that will give you the opportunity to both experience failure, even though it's uncomfortable, but also the opportunity to develop the capacity to learn from your failures.
Failure is the learning process of active people. Only dead people don't fail anymore. And anybody who is alive will fail. every child, when he learns how to walk on 2 feet, on 2 legs, fails. And at each failure, the brain registers a new angle of the equilibrium, and suddenly an equilibrium is there. And then the child can walk on 2 legs. So the failure is the best learning process to come close to success. The only problem, some people, they repeat the same mistake. Never repeat the same mistake twice. Okay, twice you can eventually do, but never 3 times. If you fail 3 times, you are out.
Failure is a way to success. It is a necessary ingredient, and it is in fact a step closer to what you want to accomplish in life. I tell people to get excited when things look like they're failing or so forth, because a gold nugget is in there. Something is going to come out of that, which is going to be enhancing your wisdom in this world.
In the startup and entrepreneurship life, failure is an essential part of everything. I mean, it's not only that you fail with building a company and then after months and months of work it doesn't work, it's kind of you fail almost every day. I think it's really important to destigmatize failure and to say, hey, failure is a learning feature. If we could go out with that message, I think we would go much further as a society.
Failure doesn't even exist for us until, in fact, later in life as people start to tell us what is right and what is wrong. And so when you think about failure, failure is really just a concept that we've created for ourselves, when in fact, really, we were actually born to believe that we could do anything. The most important thing about failure is taking those lessons out of it and kind of shaking it off and keep moving forward.
Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. And that's the truth.